Hello, online pipe community. We've got another episode of YouTube Piper's Care. Today, in my Friday Savinelli, have a bowl of my secondhand bookshop. Good stuff. Hey, I missed last week. I was on a business trip almost all week. Just barely got back on Friday. Just now starting to catch up. I'm still a couple of days behind watching folks' videos. No, I don't try and catch everyone, but I do try and catch at least one every couple of days from everybody I know who posts. I do try and at least do that. So I've only got a handful of things today. If you know of some that I've missed, let me know. I would appreciate that. And there are ongoing things like Richard, Dread Tiger, how's your wife's AFib? Simon, London Calling. I recovered from the last bout with COVID okay? And so on. Sylview, how are your migraines doing? I haven't seen any updates in the last couple of weeks. So there are lots of those that are ongoing. Cobbett of the Shire and so on. Glass, we haven't heard from him in a while. There are lots of needs that are never ending. That's not a criticism. That's life. Some of our needs don't end until God calls us home. So let's dive into the few that I have this week. Southland Piper says he is dealing with some forms of long-term COVID in terms of taste. He said the way he tastes pipe tobacco has completely changed, and he's not enjoying it. That's tough, especially with those of us who really enjoy this hobby, to suddenly find yourself not just during COVID, around with COVID, but after it's gone, not having that return. That's rough. Codger Jim, you will see him around as a commenter. He is one of, what was it that somebody called them rangers instead of lurkers. He is one of our frequent supporters, commenters all over videos. He said that his wife's procedure went well. She is doing fine. Briar Report. Phil is another one who we haven't talked into making content yet. I'm going to get him on camera yet, and I know there are lots of folks who know him better than I do that are working that angle. His wife went to the hospital. I don't have any farther details than that. We can keep them and her specifically in our prayers this week. Picking and piping. Matthew says he's got a personal issue he's working through, and he has a friend, a college friend. So a young guy, Matt's a young guy himself, who is dealing with cancer. And he's got a young family, kids. It's one thing at my age when our parents or grandparents come down, and people we know that are that age come down with cancer. Well, you kind of expect it in older age, but in a young man, that's tough. Let's lift that family up in our prayers this week. HounDawg recovered pretty well from COVID, and his mom is also doing better. Great to hear that. It's also so great to hear his poetry and guitar picking. You should drop by his channel if you haven't done so. Last but certainly not least this week, Glum, Chum, Piper. He and Jen are getting married tomorrow. Wow, that came up quickly. Congratulations on diving into what is one of God's great planned adventures for us, all the way back to the garden. We were created for each other, and I certainly hope that you two kick off a wonderful life adventure. I can tell you this, if you keep God in the center of that relationship, he will bless you and honor you and your relationship in ways that at this point in your lives, you can't even imagine. With that, folks, drop by, give these guys some support, some congratulations, keep them in your prayers. We'll chat again next week. Light something you like. Enjoy your afternoon.